Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and notes mashup today, starting with the Riyadh season card for Wembley Stadium, which will feature Joshua and Dubois as the headline act. They're looking to make this an even bigger spectacle, with Turkey Al Sheikh saying, due to high ticket demand, we've requested to extend the capacity at Wembley Stadium for the highly anticipated bout between Joshua and Dubois at the Riyadh season card Wembley edition. We hope to set a record for the largest attendance in boxing history at Wembley Stadium. So already a massive fight, huge demand for tickets, and in the past when they have looked for big cards at Wembley, one of the things has been the transport links that the local council has, sort of not tried to inundate or over inundate with people, and they've tried to have like coaches and other situations where people catch the coach way away and get bussed in and bussed back. Sometimes that has been maybe a little unpalatable for some people, but we'll see what they can do. How they're going to do it. Is it a matter of extra seats somewhere on the pitch, or how they do this? There's only so many seats that is going to be in the actual stadium proper, and I'm sure if they can sell them, they will try. But this is going to be a huge spectacle and a logistical nightmare for all those involved in actually doing all the nuts and bolts of how to get so many thousand people, 100,000 or so, to the stadium and safely out. But, it's a big fight and obviously huge interest in it. And Eddie Hearn, he's also commented on social media saying, look, going for the record at Wembley. And one thing when I was looking at this promo poster, I was thinking was, it's a shame that a card this big at this late in the day, say in Anthony Joshua's career, that it wasn't actually him versus Tyson Fury, a fight maybe we should have had at some point in the past 5 years or so. But I'll take this one. Daniel Dubois is on the up after a couple of recent good performances, and Joshua too has been looking the most confident he's looked since his loss to Andy Ruiz Jr., about 5 years ago. Someone who's riding high with confidence and wants to fight Anthony Joshua, Guido Vianello. So he recently defeated Arslanbek Makhmudov, absolutely dominated him, saying, I really know who I am. I can fight with everybody. I just need one name in 3 months, and I can fight with all the heavyweights. I want to become a world champion. I can't wait to have a new fight and train for that. We have many good heavyweights now, so there's lots of good names. Let's see who gives me the best chance, because it's just about giving me the possibility to fight with a top name. Now I'm taking a good ranking. I want to have someone better than me. Let's see who wants to fight with me. I am ready. And as the story notes from Boxing Scene, that Vianello was not in any of the 4 major sanctioning ranking bodies before his fight with Makhmudov, but he is now listed, or will likely to be listed, in at least the WBC and IBF at some point. So Vianello, obviously very good win against Makhmudov, but that does not make you an instant contender of an elite status. Look, he needs to go through another fight. He needs to have a big performance. He lost in a very close fight against F.A. Ajagba. I wouldn't mind seeing that run back. What about him with Jared Anderson if we're looking to match guys in the top-ranked stable? Him versus Bakadir Jalalov, who's also in the top-ranked stable. And if they're looking to push a little further afield, it might be time for a fight with a guy like an Otto Wallin. Are the Saudis stumping up for that? I don't know. But at this point, I don't think he's a fully minted contender. He's still a little bit on the fringe. He needs to solidify his ranking. But he does deserve a bigger fight given the performance against Makhmudov. He looked great. Career best performance. Bryant Jennings, who returned from a 5-year hiatus to defeat Joel Cordell in 8 rounds, has reflected on his return to the ring. So he says, I don't think anybody can explain what being out of something for 5 years and getting back into it feels like. In some ways, it was better this time around, and I was more conscious than just fighting on instincts. A lot of times we fight off instincts just swinging. I'm more conscious and aware of what I was doing, particularly being in a ring that was super small and super slippery. Based off all that and the fluidity of my punches, knowing I'll be 40 next year, it was comparable to the younger days. Physically, I'm at a disadvantage, but I didn't see or feel any disadvantages in that fight. I guess it remains to be seen what Jennings is going to do, if anything, in the heavyweight division. But I guess with all the money floating around, maybe he wants a piece of it. But he's been out for a long time. Obviously, 5 years is a big break, and hard to know what to read against Joel Cordell, although he got the rounds. What was it, 8 rounds? So you have a situation, he's blowing off a little bit of rust. Hard to take too much from that, except to say, obviously, welcome back to the heavyweight division. He advanced to 25-4 with his record. Joe Joyce was actually his last fight. That was in 2019. Prior to that, he had been stopped by Oscar Rivas late on in a fight on a top-ranked card. So, I thought Jennings was sort of done and dusted, but obviously, you can never say never with the heavyweight division. Jeremiah Milton, a friend and sparring partner of Anthony Joshua, has taken a little pot shot at Jared Anderson online. And you can see here, and there is a clip, but I won't play it just in case I get copyrighted. But he says, make sure you're checking on the baby boy. Remember, most of y'all the ones who told him he was better than everybody. And you did have in the top-ranked stable, where Jared Anderson was the rising prospect, all the backing, and also Jeremiah Milton had a couple of fights on the top-ranked stable, but hasn't of late. So seems to be a little bit of animosity there, or is this more sort of cheeky? But there seems to be a little bit in there, a little bit personal. But I guess with Anderson, the real question now is how is he going to respond to that loss, because he had all the confidence in the world, and he got absolutely wrecked by Martin Bakole. But sometimes even fighters will like to take a little bit of a dig when you're down. I guess that's just all part of life as well. Another sparring partner of Anthony Joshua's in recent years, who recently stepped into camp with Joshua, who's been sparring with Peter Kaderu, a German heavyweight, with his upcoming fight. So Odiase, he's got a fight announced. He will be back in action for his 5th professional fight. This will be the 28th of September, and this is going to be in Germany. So he's a guy with a lot of talent, and he's been sparring with a lot of guys in recent years, including Joshua Wilder, and given a really good account of himself, and often been invited back. So he's an interesting prospect. We'll have to see what he can do. He has been on some cards in the UK in recent times. So what do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.